Is it too late to save for college? This was something I thought for myself when I started saving for my oldest daughter about 5 years ago. She was already 13. I'm thinking college is only 5 years away. Like, I'm not going to have enough time. But I'm going to break down in this video exactly how you can start saving, why it's better to start saving something rather than nothing. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tashika Ma'at. I am a financial coach and the founder of Jama Wealth Financial. I help you keep more cash in your pocket so you can position it to wealth and create a life of freedom and ease. So if you've been following me for a while and you've seen my previous videos, you know that I paid off a buttload of debt while building up an investment portfolio. So when I started saving money for my daughter, it initially started out as me saving money that she got from birthdays and holiday gifts within a savings account. It wasn't until she was 13 that I then took that money and started actually investing it for her. So I researched different accounts. So if you are looking to save for education for your child, you can use a 529 account, which is an educational account, to save for your child's education. The thing about the 529 account is that that money has to be used for educational purposes. Now, at the time that I was researching these different accounts, my thought was, well, what if my child does not want to go to college? I don't want to have money sitting in this account. And then if I withdraw it, I have to pay penalties and taxes because I'm not using it for educational purposes. So I opted to use a UTMA, a Uniform Transfers to Minors Act. That is an account where it's essentially a custodial brokerage account where I'm putting money in there and investing on behalf of my kids. So I utilized that account as I was growing and saving her investments. My thought behind that was, okay, if she decides to go to college, we can use that money. But if she doesn't, she has that money to start her career or to go travel the world, whatever it is she wants to do. So there are pros and cons between a UTMA and a 529 account. But I want you to understand with the UTMA account, while it is easy to start up, that money that you save or whatever money you save within that account will be counted as part of your child's assets when they apply for FAFSA. So that's the most important thing that you want to understand, because if you are looking to get additional aid in terms of loans or certain grants, if your child has a UTMA account, that could play a little bit against them. When I opened the account for my daughter, I was aware of that, but I was like, you know what? I'd rather her have that money. If it does impact her FAFSA and she doesn't get a lot of aid, then we'll work it out. So I was willing to accept that risk that she may not get qualified for as much money in her FAFSA. On the other end, the 529 account, that is actually treated as the parent asset. So it does not impact your child's FAFSA. And based on your state, you may be eligible for a tax credit based on the amount of money that you are putting within your 529 account. Now, there are new rules that if you do not use the money within that 529 account, it can be rolled over into a Roth IRA. One of the things that I do wish that I had done a lot earlier was supporting my daughter and helping her apply for scholarships. You can apply for scholarships as early as middle school year, starting in freshman year. Like, that's one of the things that we didn't actually start until later. Now, my daughter was applying to certain scholarships, but I felt like for myself, I didn't get as involved until like literally, I want to say when I was packing her off and sending her on to college, because we did get her financial aid while she was able to get a merit scholarship as well as scholarship for the program that she's participating in. She did not qualify for a lot of aid, but she was offered a direct loan for about $5,000 for the year. Now, my daughter is very anti-debt because she grew up during my anti-debt phases. And what I explained to her was we are continuing to apply for scholarships. So once we get scholarship money, we can certainly say, you know what, we no longer want the loan, and we'll use those funds to put towards her college education. So what I will say, though, is that when you're applying to scholarships, make sure that your child has a tracker. That's one thing that's going to help you understand what scholarships you've applied to, when things are due, what essay did you use to apply for it, because it's going to help you stay on track if you need to follow up or figure out whether or not they have already accepted, or if they've already, what's the word I'm looking for? is have already selected the winners. So she is still actively applying for scholarships. In fact, she was able to apply for a scholarship and received funding for the amount of $5,000, the same amount of what she got in terms of the direct federal loan. So the goal is to continue applying for scholarships to make sure that we have enough money for next semester. But if there's anything that I want you to get out of this is to apply, apply, apply early, apply to a lot of scholarships. My daughter's school has an application portal for scholarships, and we put in information. Currently, she's at about $80,000 where she has qualified based on her information. So our goal is to apply to every single one of those scholarships, right? To see what we get. So far, we've already won one scholarship, but we're going to continue on just to see how much additional funding she can get to cover her for the second semester, as well as for sophomore, junior, and senior year. So I say all this to say that no, it is not too late. Again, we started when my daughter was 13, starting putting $25 per paycheck into an account for her. So whether you decide you want to go the 529 route or the UTMA route, starting with any amount is going to help you because it's better for them to have something rather than nothing saved aside. So if you're also a parent trying to figure out how to save for college, drop in the comments and let me know. I'd love to hear your story. You know, we parents got to stick together, especially for the new ones who are sending their first babies off to college. This is a whole new experience, a whole new learning process. But I love to hear your journey on, are you applying for scholarships? Were you able to get funding from FAFSA? Drop in the comments to let me know. If this video resonated with you, remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. And until next time, here's to your financial freedom.